in Bengaluru who taught, let me give you the story. Her little boy, 11 years old, was a daydreamer and was not doing well in school at all and did not like reading, and he did not like note-taking, and he was becoming a problem. A problem in school, didn't want to do it, didn't want to do exams, didn't want to write, didn't want to read, didn't want to learn, didn't like school, and that obviously had repercussions. One day she taught him how to mind map. Now he was a daydreaming little boy, and he just kind of went into mind maps like the proverbial duck to water. He just color, and he could put his little images, and he could daydream on the page. And he went from being a delinquent, low-scoring student who hated school to being a totally enthusiastic, so enthusiastic child that when his mum used to come home from her assignments, and still does, he'd be waiting at the door saying, "Mummy, can we do some more mind maps?" Now again, how many of you would love to have your children saying, "Mummy, Daddy, can we please do some more study?" Which is the way it should be. So yes, pleasure, really, really important. Okay, let's take a couple more. Yes. It also helps. Yes. Signification. In other words, making things priority or stand out. Highlighting is a common word for that. Color helps you highlight, make things significant, which is an early stage of what I was doing in my notes. Yes? Sorry, I can't hear from here. It increases your... Very good. It increases your involvement in the process of taking notes, which means it increases your focus and your concentration and your ability to analyze. Because if you've got your colors in front of you, you are having to think, aren't you? What color do I use here and why? What code? Is that important? Should I signify that? So it involves you, engages you, and keeps you focused and concentrated. Yes?
It makes thinking multi-directional, multi-dimensional.
It helps make thinking multi-functional and multi-directional. And you see that a mind map is multi-directional. This mind map here has each branch and its extensions in a single color. Now, you don't have to do that. You could have the central branch is one color, the second level branch is the next color, and so on, depending on your code. But color helps multi-dimensionalize your thinking. These are very good. Yes?
We all want to be playful. We all want to be very innovative. It enhances the right brain activity. The way we envisage everything. It becomes resourceful.
Color is a right brain skill. So color engages the right cortex, the right cerebral cortex, this upper part of the brain on the right side. For most people, color is primarily registered there. So it's the right brain engaging function. Yes? Carefree is a nice, and free being the key word in there. It makes you more carefree, and that's where carefree is kind of restricting, or care is restricting, and carefree means that you are free, more free. Color gives you more freedom, yes? Helps to clear your vision and ideas. Yes, Vision here in the sense of your goal, your life plan, and so on. When you incorporate color in your goals and your vision, it makes it stronger. It makes it more powerful. So color adds power to your ideas. Color adds power to your ideas. In fact, when I'm coaching Olympic athletes, we always do mind maps of each individual's goals. And even at the Olympic level, many athletes really haven't the faintest idea what they're doing. They want to go to the Olympics. They want to be good. But that's not a goal. That's a general wish. The goal needs to be directed and defined, and color helps do that. Took a long time for us to get around to that one, which is really important. Color is a prime memory enhancer. How many of you had memory in your... Okay, those of you didn't add, and those of you did, emphasize it. Color, prime memory enhancer. Okay, we'll take a couple more. Yes?
In healing, we use the color of green for healing, yellow for balance, and earthing. And if someone is depressed, we use bright colors like red and pink to enhance their mood.
Color is a healer in medical groups around the world, traditionally. And these are isolated communities. Again, the Australian Aboriginal tribes, African tribes, Indian tribes, European tribes. Color was a healer. It was a healer. So when you are using color, you are automatically self-healing. You are increasing your immunity to ill health. A debatable point, and the point here is that color shows your nature. So the kind of color you use will tend to reflect your nature. Let me give you the discussion around that. How many of you sometimes like a certain color and sometimes don't like the same color? Okay, so that color is not your nature. What is it? Mood. It's your mood. So color definitely reflects your mood. It definitely reflects your mood. But your nature is rainbow. Your nature is rainbow. Very important to remember that. Nature is rainbow. Another area of use that you've touched on, but let me just define it, is coding. Code. Color is a major coding device. So in your notes, you code your thought, which again makes it more clear, makes it easier, makes it more enjoyable. The question, could too many colors confuse? Could too many colors confuse? Absolutely. Absolutely. So what's the advice there? Don't use too many colors. If it's getting to the point where it's beginning to confuse, which again is, if you like, assisting your thinking. Because you are observing, this one is getting a bit messy. I'm beginning to lose because I've got too much information. So normally in a mind map, you will sensibly use color, not just blast color all over the place. Okay, one more. There was a, yes?
Creates interest and curiosity.
Curiosity is a good one. Interest and curiosity. We mentioned the keyword association, that color gives you association. It also gives you curiosity, and curiosity is the questioning process which leads you into the different branches of any subject. And interest is association. And because color is attractive, which is another key word, color is attractive. What does attract mean? Yeah, it means draw to, draw towards. So if you're using color, you are attracting yourself to your thinking, which is what you should always be doing. Your thinking is attractive. And the more you use color, the more attractive it becomes, the more you want to go back to it, which again then enhances the interest. And you get these wonderful positive spirals. Now, if we took this conversation that we've just had, and we took any one of those advantages, we say, color helps us highlight. Would it be worth using color if that's all it did? Of course it would. If it helps you highlight, you want to use it. So if it only did that, it would be useful. If it only enhanced your memory, would it be a good idea to use it? If it only sparked your imagination, would it be a good idea to use it? If it only helped you code, only helped you discriminate, only turned on a few 100 million more brain cells, would it be useful? And yet color does it all. It is an astonishingly powerful tool. And now that you know it, think about having it taken away. Supposing I said to you now, I will give you 100 million rupees if you never use color again. What would you think? Never use color again. Good bargain? Insane bargain. Just imagine having all that taken away for a pathetic 100 million rupees. The color of your life taken away. So emphasize in your notes color. Color. Don't say I must use color and write it in black. Make it into a big word. A big word. Now, before the break, let me just finish off the mind map laws. So we've got image in the center, we've got image throughout. We've got color and all the things that that means. So in the mind map, you are going to associate. You are going to discriminate. You're going to do all the things that color does are part of the laws of mind mapping. Next law. The main ideas are on the main branches. And the main ideas are big. You could even improve this mind map up here by making the main ideas even bigger. The main branches are curvilinear, and all the branches are curvilinear. So the mind map is not composed as it was when I invented it of straight lines. But I rapidly realized that straight lines were what? Yeah, rigid, visually boring, unnatural. The brain is not linear. So straight lines restrict you. They're not rhythmical either.